I talk about the overall journey of growth in three major phases: transcend, integrate, and embody. Each of those has a significant thing, underlying it. But then, when you get it, then your journey turns into much more of embodying it and actually living it. So you're no longer like looking for it, but you're living it. And sometimes we actually have more awakening than we realize. Sometimes we've actually, our own direct experience, we've felt it. We've had the heart expansion. We've had incredible direct perception of light. And our mind actually already is also pretty darn sophisticated in terms of what it knows about all this transformation, awakening. So pretty much everything all the ducks are already lined up. The only duck, which is the problem, is the mind says, wait a minute, not so fast. Okay. And we almost listen to it and let it hold us back. It's like here's somebody who's like, just like really a nobody who says, not so fast, you still got these problems, you snore at night, and you're not a good cook, and last time you were a little irritated and annoyed, that obviously means you're not enlightened or anywhere close to enlightened. So we're like, oh really? Okay, yeah, you must be right. On the other hand, if you listen to your own direct experience, right, you've had that direct taste. And the beauty of that direct taste is this. It's not about that experience, because experiences come and go. It was like, yeah, I had a great meditation 6 months back, and it's gone. So it's not that the experience was the thing, but in that experience, you got a direct perception of your true nature, and that true nature is not fluctuating. Once you've locked into that target, just like a missile, although that metaphor is probably not very nurturing, but whatever. Once you've locked into that target, it's like you know it. You're not going to lose it. So you had this direct perception, and you are going to place that above anything that contradicts it. And there'll be lots of things that say, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not anything, all kinds of things. But none of those things can dictate your essence. None of them. This is not like a maybe kind of sort of. No, this is it. So your infinite nature is infinite. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Once you get a lock on that, all the other stuff, you might say, oh, my mind is crazy, it thinks of this and that, I can't concentrate, I can't meditate. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could say, I have this health condition, I have that health condition. Doesn't matter. You could say, I'm having difficulties with work, livelihood, health, neighbors, parents, family, money. Doesn't matter. Because none of those things can dictate who you are. They only dictate your relative experiences. And relative experiences are going to be all over the map, whether you're enlightened or not. Right? You've got to know that no experience can define you, whether you're enlightened or not. It's no different. So that can extricate you out of the feeling that I don't think I'm there yet. Introspect sometime, why do I think I'm not there yet? And I'd say make a list and really look at it, right? Your mind will come up with, 3 things right away. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, write those down, because when you write it down, you can really start saying, okay, is this really true? Okay, you might say something like, I have a bad back. Obviously, enlightened people, they're not going to have bad backs. Or something like that. Now, you may laugh at this, but I bet you all the things you come up with are going to be things like this. It's just that you came up with it, so you won't laugh at it. I'll be laughing at it. Okay? It's stuff like that. Okay? Or I'm just too short. I'm a short person. Like, Okay, so what? Literally make a list and see. At the end of the day, the mind with all its brilliance has really no real good reason. But it's saying, no, you're not there yet. But we listen to it. And when you really break it down, there's no real good reason. Why do we so consider the mind an authority? Really, if you think about all the authority figures you've ever known, there's nothing comparable to your mind. Your mind is like the ultimate arbiter of truth, right? So we even sometimes, there's the direct experience of light, and we're having a direct experience, so there's no question about it. And the light says, maybe you're just imagining this. And we say, wait a minute, you're right, probably. Because, yeah, it's probably, I'm just a regular Joe. I probably just imagined the whole thing. We will go with that, even though our direct experience is like we experience light. So you can see how it can sabotage you. If you just give it an inch, it'll take over your whole life, your whole... So you've got to be very casual with your mind. Don't take it seriously. That's the way to, you don't argue with the mind because it's very smart. It'll always come up with very good reasons. But if you treat it very casually, eventually it's like, man, this guy doesn't take me seriously. I'm just going to take a nap. Good, let the mind take a nap. That's a good place for it. And there are times when you have to do your brilliant Nobel Prize winning research. Okay, you can bring out your mind at that time. But most of the time, the mind really is just causing trouble. And it has nothing to do with the mind being bad. That's the thing. It's how we're using the mind. The mind is not inherently evil or any such thing, okay? It's how we have chosen to work with the mind. It's like, let's say you have an accountant, which is wonderful. They can help you with accounting. But let's say you decide this accountant is so good. I'm going to work with the accountant for all my health issues. Now, sometimes they may actually give good advice, but the accountant is not the expert on health. And you can see how it's misplaced. This is how we are with our minds. The mind is great, but when you start giving it stuff that's beyond its scope, then it's trouble. It's trying to talk about stuff it doesn't know and acting like it knows. When you choose light, life becomes increasingly joyful, purposeful, and inspired. I invite you to join me to explore the realms of light, the infinite possibilities that light offers.